Hello and welcome back to Subnautica. In the previous episode we'd been out looking for the disease research facility, and here we found it. It's in the Lost River. Actually looking for it, tracking it down wasn't as easy as might have made out, but I was just trying to keep within the quest line. We had some information that said it was southwest of the enforcement platform, so tried going along that way, but no joy. And that's because basically it's in this lost river biome, and it's in a underground in a cavern. So you need to know how to get to the Lost River, and the easiest way to do that is to head for the last Degassi base, the one at 500 meters, and it's pretty easy to find it from there. Now, when I got here, I ran into a problem with not having any tablets on me, so I couldn't open a force field that was protecting some data that we needed. Fortunately, there was actually some materials around to make one, and just as well I'd built a fabricator here on the Cyclops, so managed to make one, brought the force field down, and we've learned that there is no known cure. This place was attacked by a Leviathan. It had been holding specimens, and one has been unaccounted for, but there's another facility out there. So my plan was basically to look for that, head back to base, make some tablets, and then we could come back and start looking for this other facility. But then I realised there's a bit of a flaw. For one thing, this facility is at a depth of 1.4 kilometers, which it's deeper than the Seamoth can go. That's maxed out at 900 meters. The Cyclops here can only get to 900 meters, which means I need to upgrade it. The prawn suit will probably need an upgrade as well. Now, if you look at the materials, so just scroll down here, so there's the modification station. Now that can make a prawn suit, but that needs kyanite, so I need to keep an eye out for that. The Cyclops module, its next upgrade needs nickel ore, and then its final upgrade needs kyanite as well. We haven't come across a Mark III depth module for the prawn suit, but might need one depending on how deep that can get us. The other problem is that the orange tablets need nickel ore as well, so you never know. I mean, we might get to this facility with some purple tablets, only to find we don't have enough orange tablets. So my intention now really is, rather than going back to base now, I want to gather up some nickel so I can make the depth module here for the Cyclops, make some orange tablets, and hopefully we might be able to find some kyanite. But before I do that, there is one message here that came through, and I want to play that. Okay, not really sure what to make of that. I mean, that's from those. That sounds like the same ones the Warper was. I mean, I'm assuming these were Warpers who were sending these. But this, we haven't got any translation for what that is. So maybe that's because we've visited the disease research facility. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video, because I'm going to assume that, I mean, if we want to start going deeper, we've got to go through, go further through the Lost River. So presumably there is some more resources out there. So I'm going to be looking for nickel ore and kyanite. So yeah, I'm going to pause the video for now, start searching, and if I find any, I'll bring you back straight away. Okay, so I turned the ship around, came back out the way that I came in, over to this skeleton over here. And one thing I've found is there's a large block of nickel down here, but I'd have to bring the prawn over here. I'm assuming the prawn can get down to that depth, of course. I'd have to bring the prawn over here to be able to extract the nickel from there. So I'm assuming there's got to be some sort of like loose nickel around somewhere. just haven't seen any yet, so I'm going to keep exploring. One thing to be aware of though is be careful of these vents. If you get too close, you start to get heat damage. But so far I'm just finding things like lithium. Yeah, so there's lithiums lying around. But so I'm going to keep searching for the... Hopefully it's nickel and kyanite that I need. So I'm going to keep searching for them. Okay. Using this skeleton here as a sort of like a marker point. If you head over to there, we come across this big tree. I mean, I'm pretty much at the limits of what I can do in the seamoth and the cyclops at the moment. We're getting about 8 to 15 meters. But I did find some loose nickel around here. Ooh. Let's just have a look. Yeah, so there's some nickel ore there. So it is loose. So it's going to be a case of trying to gather as much of this as I can. Because I need 3 to upgrade the cyclops. Each of these tablets needs 2. But if I gather as much of these as I can in the area, then hopefully the prawn suit can come down to this depth as well. I'll have to see how deep it can go, because then if I can't find any more, I can always start drilling, because I've got the drill arm now. But yeah, that's quite good, that. Oh, what's this over here? Oh, it's just the colour. But I think I'm going to have a look and see what this tree is. It's quite tricky because there's quite a lot of like different entrances in and out of these places. But this is a key one. So let's see what we can scan here. It's a giant cove tree. Ah, so ghost leviathans are born in here. That's interesting. So this is where the ghost leviathans come from. Because I know there's ghost leviathans that you can find out in the void. We've seen one that was out there, just a little small one. And I remember seeing one out near where Life Pod 2 was. Well, that's interesting to know. But yeah, I'm gonna keep searching around, see if I can find any nickel. I've at least found some loose ones, so let's see, we've got enough to make the depth module for the cyclops, at least. But I definitely want at least another couple of like orange tablets. I think we've picked up 1 so far, but I'd be a bit more comfortable bringing at least 3. And I'll also need some purple tablets, but a lot depends on how much of this these ion cubes I've got, to be honest. I've been picking those up from the disease research facility, and also I got some from the enforcement platform, so I'll have to see how many of those ion cubes I've got. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep searching around here, see if I can find more nickel ore, see if I can find any kyanite, and then I'm going to head back to base, because I want to upgrade the cyclops, get myself some tablets, upgrade the prawn, so I've got a drilling arm, and then I'm going to bring the prawn over here, because the next place to go to is a facility which is about 1.4 kilometers down. So we'll just have to see how deep this cyclops can do once I've upgraded its depth module. So I'm going to pause the video there, and I'll bring you back once I've been over to the to the base, and then I'll get back to here. Okay, so I've actually come back to the Lost River here. There's my cyclops over there, and what I'm doing at the moment is I'm searching around the brine for this crystalline sulfur, so I can pick that up with the left arm. The right arm I've upgraded to support a drill. I've also built a propulsion cannon. This the cyclops with its depth 1 module can go to 900 meters, so I can come along in this brine and pick things up. If you try to swim in this, or if you bring the sea moth and try to get into it, it causes you damage. So it's better if you bring the prawn suit along with you. So what I did is I went back to the base. I upgraded the depth module on the cyclops, so that now that can go to a depth of 1300 meters. It's not quite enough to go to the containment facility, which is at 1400 meters, and the prawn here, it won't be able to cope there either. So I've gathered quite a bit of this crystalline sulfur, which means I'll be able to put in a fire suppression system. There's also, I'll be able to upgrade its jump jet suit as well, so it'll have more power, more thrust. I'll be able to thrust for longer. But what I want to be able to do is to upgrade the depth module on the cyclops, which needs kyanite, and to upgrade the depth module on the prawn, and they both need kyanite. So that's the next thing I need to start searching for. So I'm clearly running out of food and water, so I'm going to head back to the cyclops, and then I'm going to start heading out to start searching for the kyanite. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so what I also did while I was over at the base, I picked up the tablets. So I've got 2 purple tablets that I had 1 orange tablet, so I've actually made another one. I was planning on making some more, but I've only got 2 ion cubes here. So what I've done is I've brought some nickel ore and I've brought some diamond with me. I can gather more of these around here, but I'm not 100% sure what particular tablets I'll need, so rather than risk making the wrong tablets, I'm just giving myself the opportunity to make what I need when I get there. One useful thing you can get out of this docking facility here, which I didn't know was there, was that I can get access to the storage bay on the prawn. Normally I would have gotten out of that prawn suit, emptied the storage, storage bay into my inventory, and then I'd have docked the prawn suit and the cyclops. But now you can actually get access to it directly from here, which is a lot better. You can also change the upgrades while you're at it as well, so that's very handy. And of course, now that I've put in the repair facility as well, like a sea moth or a prawn that gets docked in here will get recharged, and it'll also get repaired. So I'm just gonna have a look at the upgrades here, because there's just this fire suppression, so I need some aerogel to be able to do that. So that would be some ruby and gel sacks. Now I think there's actually pretty sure there's ruby around here, and I've seen gel sacks here. So I think what I'll do is, while I'm looking around, I'll go and see if I can find them, because I think it only said it needed was it 1 or 2? So it needs 2. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go out and do a bit more searching, and so I can make some aerogel. I may as well do that while I'm here, because the good thing about the fire suppression system is it's automated. One of the problems is if you get quite a lot of creature attacks and they do damage to the hull, it might be too dangerous for you to get out and start repairing it, and you could end up with fires breaking out on board ship, which you then got to start putting out manually, which means you've got to stop the ship, go around various areas to put the fires out. So this automated system makes life a lot easier. So I'm just going to have a look around because I'm fairly sure I've seen gel sacks and I've definitely seen ruby. But if I can find that while I'm here, that'll be ideal. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll bring you back. Oh, okay, that was interesting. I don't know what happened there. Oh no. I don't know what happened there. That wasn't planned. Somehow I fell through the actual cyclops. Okay, that was new. Right, anyway, I'm going to pause the video and then I'm going to have a look around. Okay, so I managed to find some gel sacks and some ruby down there. So I should be able to make some aerogel. Yeah, so that was handy actually. Now I need some crystalline sulfur. Just take some of that over. Can't remember exactly how much I need, but I should then be able to build the fire suppression system. I only needed 2. Right, okay, I'll go and pop that into the upgrade bay. So that should make life easier. Just pop that in there. Okay, right. So I'm going to head back to the cove tree and then I'll start searching from there onwards because what I really need now is kyanite. So with that fire suppression system, you just click on it and it'll automatically, it shuts all the bulkhead doors, puts all the fires out, so it's really good. But yeah, I want to head back for the cove tree, so I'll bring you back once I get there. Okay, so I'm over at the cove tree, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start heading out in this direction. Because now that I've got some crystalline sulfur, I can make some upgrades. But what I really need is the kyanite, because we can't dive to a deep enough depth. So I'm going to head in this direction, because it is where we need to be going. And we'll start to get to a depth which is deeper than what the prawn can get to. I mean, we're already at 901 meters, and the prawn will start to get crushed. But the trouble is I have to start collecting this kyanite, so I don't want to stay out too long in the prawn. But over here there's a bit of a trench, so we're going to have to do a bit of manoeuvring. You can see there's like a little tree over there in the corner. Fortunately the cyclops doesn't really take much in the way of damage. You can start bouncing off the walls, but I'm going to drop down here, turn around, drop down a bit, and then I'm going to quickly jump out because I want to leave myself a beacon to be able to get back out of this place. It gets very easy to get lost, I find. So I've got this waterfall here, and before I get any further I'm going to quickly jump out and put this beacon in. I'll have to be a bit careful around here because there are warpers around here somewhere. But there's some annoying lavas as well. What they do is they'll attach to the cyclops. They'll also attach to your prawn, and they'll start to drain power. So I'll just give this a name, just so I know what it is. They'll start to drain the power from your cyclops or your prawn, whatever you're out and about in. It gets worse if you're just standing around. I've already taken some of the power cells out. I just need to add a couple more because they might drain it too quickly. I'll leave that one in, and that one. Yeah, I'll be moving around and these things will start to attach to the hull, and it'll slowly start draining the power. But I want to head down to the right there, so it's better if I try to just keep moving, and I'll see how many of these things I attract along the way. You can get them off your hull, but the problem is, I mean, as soon as like you kill one and get back in the cyclops, another one suddenly joins in, so it's not very practical, to be honest. You may as well just leave them for a while. But if you remove all the power cells, they'll all leave. So what I tend to do is I'll go, and if I want to go out somewhere, I'll take most of the power cells out, and then I'll go out, do what I need to do, and then I'll come back and put the power cells back in. The problem is I can't remove. I've got to have some power. I can't just simply remove all of the power cells. I have to have some power. Otherwise I can't get back into the cyclops if I'm out with the prawn, because the bays need to open, and if there's no power, that just doesn't work. So what I'm looking for at the moment is kyanite. It's a blue crystal. I think there is some loose kyanite around, but I'm going to have to drill it. From what I've seen down here in most of my travels. Yeah, so there's some over there, for instance. But what I want to do is I want to take the cyclops as close as I possibly can. Alright, so there's some over there. I want to take the cyclops as close as I possibly can to a source, so that I can just jump out of the prawn easily enough. Because it's going to be at a pretty good depth, and it can be a real pain, I find, getting back in and out. So I'm quite lucky nothing's attached to the hull yet. I'm going to leave one power cell in, just enough to keep things ticking over, and take that one out, take that one out. So that's a 95, that'll do for now. I'm going to jump into the prawn. As soon as we get out there, we're going to start. Alright, okay, so it doesn't seem to let me. Alright, no, that's okay. I thought it wasn't going to let me in. Right, so I haven't dropped to. Yeah, it should be pretty easy to thrust up into that. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to drill this kyanite here, because I need this to be able to upgrade the cyclops depth module, and to upgrade the prawn's depth module. Now, interesting enough, when you drill this, once on, what used to happen was it used to just give you like loose pieces of the resources. You just used to get the loose bits, and you used to then have to pick them up. That's one of the reasons I've got the normal arm. But as I'm finding, they actually go automatically now. They automatically go into your inventory. Right, I'm on about 74 for my depth, my hull integrity. Just gonna have a quick look around and see if I can find any more before I jump back in the cyclops, because I think I saw some around here. Might have been that one over there. Yeah, we're really struggling. Okay, I'm going to head back to the cyclops, because if this crushes, I'll have to go all the way back and rebuild it again. Alright, so yeah, so that was pretty easy to then get back in again. I find it sometimes a bit difficult to kind of maneuver one of these things, so fortunately that's now repairing itself in here, or rather the cyclops is repairing it, so that makes life easier. I don't have to. I mean, if at this sort of depth I could like repair it outside, but obviously it's just taking more or damage in the process. So let's see how much we've got. Right, so I only managed to pick up 2 kyanite, which isn't much good, to be honest. So we need, for the cyclops needs 3, and the prawn needs 3, so I need 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'm just going to go out searching for more kyanite. Once I've got that, the aim is to go back to base, build my upgrades, and then I can come back here and I'll be able to last longer. I'm really surprised there's nothing attached to the actual hull yet. I've been down here before on occasions and I've ended up with like loads of these lava attached to the hull, and it just totally drained the power. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to pause the video anyway, search for more kyanite, and then I'll head back to base, get the upgrades done, come back here, and we'll pick up from there. Okay, so I'm back here over at the cove tree, because there was a few things I just wanted to point out before I start heading out to that big cavern and start searching around. What I've done is I've upgraded the depth module on the cyclops, so now we can get to 1700 meters. The prawn suit has also been upgraded, but for some reason I overlooked the original depth module which you make with the vehicle upgrade station. That one needed nickel ore, so on my last visit to my base, when I was upgrading the depth module to 1300 on the cyclops, once I'd gotten the nickel ore, I should have really upgraded the prawn one as well, because that would have gotten me to 1300 meters and made my life a lot easier while I was searching for the kyanite, because the prawn suit would have been able to handle the crush depths there. I do definitely recommend bringing beacons with you to make life easier for finding your way around. I mean, I put that one there, I've just called it waterfall, that's my entrance into getting into that cavern from here. But I've created another one that was called, I've just called it exit. That one is placed just as I was entering into the cavern. It's such a big place, such a dark and murky place, it's very easy to get lost. So I've deliberately placed that one there so it'll be easy for me to then get back out. So I've now got I've got a few spare beacons here. I've got a couple on me and a couple here. I've got plenty of medkits and water in case I need them. Probably don't need a repulsion cannon this late in the game, I don't think, but what I've done is I had to make another propulsion cannon to then make this repulsion cannon. I've got plenty of food and water out of all these plants that I'm growing here, so I should be able to survive quite a while down here. And I've got plenty of power cells to keep me going. Got quite a few creature decoys as well in case I need them. Usually what I'll do is I just tend to go around in the slowest speed possible. If anything starts to attack, you'll see like a little red icon on the radar here. So I'll put it onto silent running to see if that gets rid of them. Might use the generator as well, the shield generator, to help. But I don't want to leave that silent running on too long, otherwise the batteries start to go down pretty quickly. Usually just that silent running alone is enough to get rid of them, but the creature decoys can help as well. So that's why I've brought quite a few. I mean, I've got the upgraded tube which allows me to carry 5 of them, but I've got some spares here just in case I do need some more. Other than that, one thing I would point out is if you do get attacked while you're out and about, this little holographic display is very, very useful to show you how many repairs you've got to do and whereabouts they are. It's a bit difficult to tell whether they're on the left or the right side, but it still makes it easier to know where to look, whereas before it was a case of you just had to go out onto the outside into the water, have a look around the cyclops and see if you'd actually get into every single one of them. But what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to head back to that that big cavern. If I do find something, I'll bring you back to show you. But one of the things I do, because there was lava, I've probably mentioned it before, but I like to take these power cells out so that I'm running on the bare minimum once I decide to park up. So there's 3 on each side. If I'm going to go out in the prawn suit, now that I can handle the crush depths, I'm not too fussed, because I'll park the cyclops at a pretty low depth so that I can just easily get the prawn back in again. And then what I can do is I can come back aboard, pop one of these power cells in, go back out, and then I can get the prawn suit in pretty quickly. Because once all these power cells are gone, those lava will detach and go away. I mean, they will come back as soon as you put the power in, but it's not really worth. I mean, it even shows you on this HUD where they are, but I find it's not worth like going out and getting rid of them, because they'll just keep, you know, even if you kill them, they'll come back and other ones will come along and reattach anyway. So yeah, I think it's pretty much easy just to try and conserve your power as best you can, but bring a lot of like spare power cells along just in case. So I'm going to head off into that cavern now, and as I say, if I find anything particularly useful, I'll bring you back to show you. Okay, so that's an interesting thing to find. It's not what I'm looking for, and it's not what I want to be seeing, so I'm going to try and get out of its way.
Rig for silent running.
Yeah. I have a funny feeling this thing here is what might have attacked the disease research facility. I'm looking for something else. I'm not wanting to find this thing, so this is not good. I think I'm going to drop a decoy. Well, let's see if it's... I mean, it can obviously see me. I'm going to drop it. Ah, so there, it's gone amber. Nope.
External hump line.
Drop a decoy and see if that helps.
Warning, caution, integrity low.
This is not good.
Fire detected.
Oh, I'm going to quickly get out. Suppression.
Fire.
Right, gotta keep moving.
System active.
Now I'm in silent running mode. But no doubt the power will be going down.
Alien materials and a massive energy signature. Reading originates within the lateral.
Right, I'm going to take that off. Down to 89% power, and I've got lava stuck to me. Right, I'm going to keep searching.
Extinguished. Air scrubbers initiated.
Yeah, so that makes my life a lot easier having those fire suppression systems. But there's something I want to specifically look for, so I will bring you back once I find it. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for here. I don't have much oxygen, so I'm just gonna drop a beacon here. No, I want to put that beacon down. Actually, I'll put it down here. It's a bit easier then to find. Okay, I'm running out of oxygen, so I'm just going to head straight back to base. Straight back to the Cyclops, and then I'll come back in a minute. Okay, quite fortunate. I don't have any more of those lava attached now. Basically, I just pulled all the power, went outside, and did some repairs. I've got one power cell in there at the moment because I needed to get oxygen, but what that is, I've just dropped that beacon. I'm going to rename it, but this is the power facility. If we go to facility locations, this is the power facility. It says it's at a depth of 1200 inside of this volcanic area. It's not too, I mean, it's, unless you particularly know what you're looking for, it's a bit difficult, but it is easier now because you've got these big vents. So you can, if you follow where, you'll see these, you see the smoke there rising, the heat rising up from the vents. So it is a bit easier to spot now. So I'm going to head over inside there. I'm going to rename my beacon, and then once I get there, I'll I'll bring you back. Okay, so I've come through the entryway. It's not too far out, it's about 140 meters, but one thing I've noticed down here is we've got some crystalline sulfur here, and we've got some loose kyanite, so you can just pick these up here. So obviously if you haven't found any of that crystalline sulfur in among the brine, or if you didn't have a drilling tool, you could have picked it up here. I mean, the cyclops, yeah, the cyclops can get down to 1300 meters, so that would have helped for like getting the next phase of the modules for the prawn and the cyclops. But the key thing now is this. This is the power plant. I mean, I've picked up some creature eggs here as well, so I'm interested to see what they are. But this is the thermal power facility. I'm going to have to be a bit careful because there's a warper over there. Nowhere near as bad as that that thing we ran into outside, but I'm going to be a bit careful coming in here because it's like it's a force field, and if you come in too high you might get fall damage. But I'm mindful of how long this video has been going on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll then, in the next video, I'll pick up from here and we'll start actually having a search around this this power facility to see what we find. So I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If so, then I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like. If you're new to the channel and want to see more content, then do please subscribe. You'll get reminders of when new videos come out. So thanks very much for watching. Until the next video, bye!